Konnichiwa and welcome back to Chrono Reviews. It's time for another Mattel Jurassic World toy review. And since the camera is so far back, you can probably guess what it is. Just like with the Campy that had a huge box, it's time for the Colossal T-Rex by Mattel. And I must say, this T-Rex is fucking huge. Look at it. I mean, the bull T-Rex from Kenner is big. They're big, they're T-Rex big for the human characters, but this one, it's super out of scale for the humans. But this is the sort of super big centerpiece toy that every kid will want for Christmas. I mean, if I were a kid, I wouldn't care if the Rex was in size or not. This is awesome, it's cool, it's big. Every kid will want it. And I really hope a lot of kids get the joy of getting this one, because if I were a kid, I would love this one. Just like with the Ultimate Godzilla figure, the one I never got but I bought on the sci-fi convention later. I reviewed that back a few years back. So, you know, this is what everyone wants. It's out of scale, but it's cool, it's something different, and I'm really happy Mattel took the step to actually do this, because it's really awesome. And the box is heavy. I will compare the sizes with the Red Rex and all those later on in the review, but now let's get on to the box itself. The box is just like with the other Mattel lineup. It's based on being a cage, sort of, with the caging here. And there's the volcano backdrop with lava and all that. And it says Super-Colossal Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it's really colossal. I mean, I didn't expect it to be this huge when I saw it on the shelf. Like, whoa, this was big. And, well, it is big. And there's a Jurassic World logo here. It says Jurassic World, but not Fallen Kingdom, just like with the rest of the line. And there's a picture of a kid playing with the toy. It's open mouth and all that, and you can try it out in the box if you want to. And on the top there is, oh, I hit my elbow. There says Tyrannosaurus Rex Super-Colossal, and let's see if it's different or not on the bottom. It's just some information, says Mattel and a lot of text, blah blah blah. Let's see the side, there is the cage design, Jurassic World, and same to this side, except it's leaning like that, so you can see burning rocks from the volcano coming down. And on the back there is the T-Rex and those smaller collectible dinosaurs. I will buy a few of those blind packs in time, when I feel like spending just some few bucks getting just some random small dinos. So I will buy a bunch and review, open them blindly in front of the camera. But it explains what you can do with the Rex, eating all the small dinosaurs and all that. So, what do you guys say? No delay, let's open this up. Alright, here we have it, well, at least parts of the T-Rex put up on the table. And I thought that, like, why not show you how to assemble the parts before going into detail on sculpt and the details and articulation. So, first off, the tail and one of the legs were packaged underneath the Rex itself, on the thick part of the box. And the parts comes in those bags, so you simply open up the bag and the parts are free. So let's see how you do this. You think you slot them in somehow. Maybe you just... yeah, seems like you just press the leg on. You can actually detach. Now it clicked in. Let's see if you can still... I won't risk it. Well, the leg is in place, and I assume the tail will work the same. There are three There's an arrow there, so let's see here how you do this. The top part or the bottom part? I think it goes like this, probably. No, there's an arrow, which should be like this then. Yeah. The tail can be detached, and that's a really good thing, because if you need to store the dinosaur away or pack it for travel, whatever, it will be quite easy to deassemble. And there we have good old Rexy assembled and placed on my review table, and she is longer than the table. So I need to have the camera far away, somewhere in a room far, far away. There is a camera filming a huge T-Rex, and I'm going to show you the articulation of this thing. I mean, this thing is so freaking huge! I can't Right, the tail, it can be turned like this, and it's soft, so it will not break. Kids will have to play with this roughly. It will not break, the tail will not break. I'm not sure how much pressure the hard plastic can take if they accidentally drop it on the corner of something, penetrating straight in, if it would break or not. I'm not sure how sturdy it is, but it's quite thick, so it will stand quite much, I think. And then there is the arms. They can swivel like this, so they are not ball jointed like the other figures, sadly. But I think it's fine. This is most standard on most dinosaur figures, so the ball joints are luxury that Mattel have given us. And the legs, they are also cut jointed, and they sort of go into different stages. And that's probably to enable it to carry the weight of the figure, to make it stay in said pose. You can also turn the feet like this if there are balancing issues, but I don't think there will be any balancing issues because it's pretty sturdy as it is. You can turn both the feet. Let's go around it to better reach the main feature, which is the head. And you can turn the upper jaw a slight bit like this to help support a good roaring pose, and you can open it like this. So it looks better if you turn this up too, like this. Now we have the complete T-Rex roar. Listen. Oh, that was not the figure roaring. Ta-da! This figure does not have any sound features. I think there are a variant of this figure that does have sound feature, but despite that being nice and all, it had some scratches, blood marks painted that looked sort of meh. So I prefer this neutral one. This is a big centerpiece after all, and I mean, I don't really need, because I will get the Fresh and Fro for that sound effects. But this one is pretty neat considering it's a basic figure, but big and awesome to enjoy. The details on this are really neat. I mean, the sculpture are very accurate. I mean, the details, the scales and everything, it looks really awesome. I mean, it's a quite basic, simple paint job with not much shading overall, but it's a toy, and it's, together with the other Mattel ones, it's the first decent Tyrannosaurus Rex figures in the correct color. I mean, sure, Hasbro did the tan T-Rexes, but they're trash. And Kennedy did green ones for the Lost World, they were correct. But I mean, the red Rexy, despite being nice and based off the novel, it's still not the movie Rexy. So this one's deserves a huge credit for giving us nice, correctly colored T-Rexes. Sure, the brown is slightly too bright, but who cares? They are nice. So they're like slightly toned darker brown here around the mouth, the snout and all that. There are brighter underside, and there is like slightly striped darker brown on the back, toning over to the standard brown. And then on the underside there are brighter, almost beige color. The legs and tail are actually only bright. They are not shaded that much except for some dots. So there are not much, the tail are not beige under even, so I think it could have done if there was like darker on the top of the leg, but it's not. I wish there were, but that's okay. And the toenails, they are painted, but not on the arms. I think a figure this big should have had painted nails on the fingers too, but it's pretty much standard by now to not have painted fingernails, but I can live with it. But I think it's sort of sad that it did not. And the eye. We have a T-Rex with a round eye for once. Everyone except for the bull T-Rex had like snake eye, almost like the raptors. But here we have a correct Rexy eye, and I'm very thankful for that. And the teeth, they're painted nicely without much bleed. They are a little bit round, but to be safe for kids, I can live with it. And just like with the Carnotaurus, there are nice shiny tongue, but it's not painted or shaded, it's one color, but it sort of looks slightly realistic anyway, and with the cheek hide as well. There are some scars. They are not shaded or anything, but it's still nice. It's a nicely textured T-Rex. And this figure does actually, it do not have any Jurassic Facts app code, so there are nothing like that on this one, but there are just the Jurassic World logo here showing off the license. And now when it's on the belly, let's show you the function for eating stuff. Here are a hatch on the bottom. You can like open like that and pull out your dinosaurs, and then you press it back. You have to press a bit, but it goes on quite nicely. So you can see the bright shading stops around here. I think it would be cool if it had gone all the way, but as I said, I can live with that. But whoa, even the underside of the feet have details, and that's pretty nice. It goes all the way like this. And then you can see on the back there are darker brown. Here we can see it from the other side, having slightly less scars on the head. There's a little bit of chipping here. I'm not sure if it was, I think it was already in the package, but it's no big deal. There are scars on the leg on this side and on the side of the tail. So overall, I think they did a pretty nice job on this one. I mean, it's not perfect, no toy is perfect, but I mean, this looks very awesome and accurate, and I must say, I can't complain, not one bit. And actually, I love it. So, without further ado, let's do some size comparison. I know it's not correctly sized to the rest of the toy line, but let's still compare. First off, let's compare with our regular guy, which is Alan Grant. And Alan Grant is tiny, he's puny, he's little. Look at him, he's so small. So let's bring the other Grant, and he's even smaller. The Tyrannosaurus Rex have grown. And I must say, they are very much too small. But that's part of the Colossal. Now, let's do Rex to Rex. Here is the red Rexy from Kenner. And it's small compared. I remember thinking that the red Rexy was big. It is big to the humans, but not to the big Rex, the Colossal Rex. And here, oh, there goes one guy from the shelf. Right. Let's bring in my one-armed juvenile T-Rex. It is actually, this one had the correct color like this one, but I can't count this one because this one was the true Rexy, so to say, in the Kenner line. So this one is not, I don't count this to being a correctly colored Rexy. It's the juvenile T-Rex based from the books. But in any case, that's how big that one is. But let's bring that back to the shelf and compare the Carnotaurus from Mattel. And the Carnotaurus is quite a big figure, but compared to this, no, it's not big anymore. And that also applies to the Indoraptor. It's not very big anymore. It feels big on its own and compared to the humans, but it's not really big compared to the Colossal. The Colossal is huge. It's really huge. And so goes with the Baryonyx. It roars over being so small. And let's go even more extreme. This is how puny Blue is. Blue is small, Blue is little. Blue is just a baby raptor now. So like, this figure truly are the bane of all shelf space. But what can I say? It is what it is. It's big. And that's what it's supposed to be. And now, let's go into the main feature of this review. Something that I've seen a lot of reviewers do and that I wanted to try out myself. It's time to feed the T-Rex. So, starting off, have some fatty guy. Here's Nedry. There goes Nedry. And then we have Robert Muldoon. Whoa. There goes he, down the belly. And then we have Tim Murphy. And the military guy from Jurassic Park 3. And we have Alan Grant. And the last Grant. There go they. And here we have a juvenile T-Rex, a Brachiosaurus. Let's see how if they go down properly. And we have a little Dilophosaurus down there. Let's shake the T-Rex and see if it can get some more in. I really wish I had those mini dinos, because that would help getting more in. And then we have a little Velociraptor. Asilophysis. Another T-Rex. Small T-Rex. It maybe not go in. Okay, it can probably if I... No, it's stuck. This T-Rex points out too much. Or does it? That's probably the tail. There we go. Let's see if there can go in more stuff or not. Here we have the green raptor from the attack packs. It might be tight. Yeah, I think that's close to it. Let's try a Gallimimus. I'm not sure if I can fit more in there. It's not meant to like have all those attack packs in here. That's probably it. So let's close the mouth around Blue like this. There goes Blue. She's dead. Sorry, Owen. Blue is dead. And the T-Rex start to feel a stomach pain. And it have to take a big pile of shit. There goes Nedry. And what's next? There goes Tim and Muldoon. And we have more of the juveniles and the military guy and the Silophysis and the raptor. What's this? Grant and the other T-Rex and the other Grant. What's this? The Gallimimus! Not the raptor. Here the raptor is. There's the raptor. And now let's continue eating. There goes Blue. And there is all the others that didn't fit in the Dimorphodon. 3 Dilophosauruses and another raptor. Whoa, that was really funny. I really need to try that again. And getting some of those mini dinos so I can push even more flesh into this stomach. Well, I think the time has come to sum this review up. Well, this sculpture is awesome. I mean, Mattel have done a really good job at making accurate design, making this look like the real deal. I mean, especially the head. I mean, let's bring up the Red Rexy again. This is the old Canon one that's based on the studio maquette. That's also what based the Horizon model kit of the T-Rex. And this sculpture and detail are really accurate. I cannot deny that. The overall look of this T-Rex, everything, is pretty much screen accurate. But something is still have more the T-Rex feeling about this sculpture, this head. It looks a lot more like the T-Rex. The overall body, well, I can't really judge because this one have cut joints that breaks up the design and this one have not. So the body on this one is awesome and pretty much spot on. There's not much complaint on this body. The whole detail with the feet, how the legs are shaped, everything on this one is pretty much spot on. With the slight ribs here, the details here, I have compared, trust me. And I mean, like, this one, it's good, but it's not like this 100% like this one is. But this head, however, I think this head is more elongated compared to this one. So if you view it like more from this angle, you will really feel that you're looking at the T-Rex from the movie. It's really spot on. This one really have the correct feeling from T-Rex. So if I come to compare those two, what they do best or not, this one wins by far by the head. And this one wins by far on the body. but this one wins on articulation. So overall, both are good toys in totally different ways. This one has this real feel rubber skin, and I love it. I have loved this type of toy even from the first one I got, which was the juvenile T-Rex from Jurassic Park, the one that have lost its arm, but I'll still love the toy. It's my childhood, and then I got this, and I love this one. I can't compare them with paint job simply because this one is based on the red T-Rex as described in the novel, and this one have the movie color. So this wins by movie accuracy by far. But both are good toys. I can't decide a favorite. Both have ups and downs, and that's really hard to decide. Kenner had a lot smoother look on the big dinosaurs because of the rubber skin, but Mattel is doing an awesome job, especially on the head. I really love this head, like this. It's the head on the T-Rexes from Mattel. It gets real high score for me. I mean, that's top notch, not just toy but action figure quality. I mean, if those toys had slightly sharper teeth, they do not need to be super sharp like they can harm anyone, but if they were slightly more sharp in detail, the teeth, and if there were slight more color shades and shading on those, they would be proper action figures, most of them. They're toys, but they have the quality, the potential to be action figures. And now getting into that, call me crazy, but I actually do consider getting a second of this one. I'm crazy. I mean, I don't have space, almost no space even for this one, but I want a second one to take the chance before they are sold out and gets rare. I want to repaint one of those and replace the teeth and make it a little bit smoother at the joints to be a super centerpiece display figure. Repaint one to be screen accurate with shading and everything. I really want to do that because this is a good chance to have a super big T-Rex collectible model on your shelf that looks badass. The toy already looks badass, and I don't want to ruin the toy by repainting it because I'm a collector and I like keeping things in the state they were in when I bought them. That's why I can't just buy one and repaint it. I need to buy two in order to repaint one and keep one as it is. So maybe if I buy another one, I might repaint this one since it had the shipping on the nose. So if the other one I buy have no shippings, I might repaint this. So I will evaluate both and see which one have most flaws. And as far as I know, these ones have only the flaw at slight chipping at the nose. That's it, that's all. So that's a deciding point whether or not which one I will repaint. So I've tried to afford one to repaint, but I prioritize getting the other assortment of the releases before putting money on that, because simply put, there are a lot more I want to buy from Mattel. But this one sure will be one hell of a centerpiece in my Jurassic Park toy collection. And it's a high quality toy. It's heavy, but it's for its size it's still quite light. The box felt super heavy, but I mean it's heavy, but it's not that heavy. It's pretty much hollow, so kids can still carry it around. And I'm going to say the same thing as many reviewers have said already. Putting your smaller dinosaurs inside this one when going on a trip or whatever, the kid can bring a lot more dinosaurs inside this one. It's like, hey, I bring my colossal T-Rex and all my attack packs. Just put them in. It's like a bag, a carrying bag. A really awesome one at that. So what can I say? If you only want to buy one figure from Mattel to have as a centerpiece and you have the space, buy this one. if you only like figures that are in scale with the humans, then maybe you should consider the Fresh and Fro. The sculptures seem to be on par on all Mattel's T-Rexes, so there's just there's a choice, considering what do you want from the toy. Do we want electronic functions? Do you just want to sculpt, or articulation, or action features? Do we want to have them in scale or not in scale? It's up to you to decide. But if you want to buy most of the toys, or like considering getting this one, do it, because I love it. No regrets. I fell in love with it when I couldn't actually afford it this month, but I did buy it anyway because I could not resist. So I have to live on cheaper food for this month, but who cares? I wanted this T-Rex. No regrets. I'm a collector, and I love Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Yeah, before I go, there are those assortment, I haven't seen them on shelf, but there are those 12-inch Velociraptor, Pachycephalosaurus, Owen, and I think the Indoraptor too. I'm not sure how those are. They seem to have quite lacking articulation and quite basic paint jobs and be quite cheap, but I mean, maybe they scale, well, sort of good with this one. What could it be? 12-inch Owen, like this high or something? Well, a bit too big, but still. Maybe. If I repaint one of those blue 12-inch and put together with the repaint T-Rex, or get them as they are. Yeah, I'm probably going to look into it in time, but it's a good idea. It's a little hint what you can do if you want other figures to be slightly more in scale with this one. Maybe it works, maybe not. I can't tell so far. But I highly recommend this figure. I super colossally recommend this figure because it's super cool-lossal. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed the review and consider getting one, because I'm not sure how many they will put on the shelves. But until next time, take care and sayonara!